Hello, this is Eddie Mendoza and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Question: what if you couldn't see more than 10 feet in front of you and that everything beyond that is totally blurry? That would be very hard to do anything useful on your own, right? Well, fortunately, God has gifted us with eyesight that can see at least up to 250 feet clearly. But sheep, sheep aren't so lucky. They literally are short-sighted and cannot see beyond 10 to 15 feet in front of them, would you believe? Everything beyond that is a blur. They have very wide vision, like a super wide-angle lens, and this is because their eyes are on opposite sides of their head. But still, they cannot see far, more than 10 to 15 feet. That's why they're easily distracted, and they hardly have any idea where they are or where they're going. Now, maybe this is new to many of us Filipinos because we are not a sheep grazing society. But in the time of Jesus, everyone knew about this. Everyone. That's why to them, sheep have a notorious reputation for going astray and just wandering around and often getting lost. And Jesus had several parables about sheep getting lost. Like, for example, in today's gospel, where he talks about a shepherd going after the one lost sheep. My friends, no matter how sharp our eyes are, even while we're wearing glasses to give us 20/20 vision, there are certain things that we just can't see very well. Okay? Obviously, we can't see what is in the dark, right? But we also cannot see what is in the future. And neither can we see what is in the hearts and minds of others. Sometimes, not even in our own hearts and minds, we're not clear. And though God may have given us the gift of wisdom, of foresight, and of insight, we don't have a perfect view of these things. And in these areas, we are notoriously short-sighted ourselves, just like the wandering sheep. And yet, we make day-to-day decisions assuming we can see into the future, assuming we judge people and their intentions and past actions even when we cannot see into their hearts and into their minds. Now, of course, we invest in ways to see with sharper eyes, like education, philosophy, critical thinking. We still cannot see enough to be certain exactly to know that we're in the right place, doing the right thing, and going in the right direction. We're always at risk of doing the wrong thing at the wrong time with the wrong resources and for the wrong reason. Especially on matters that count the most. We take a big risk when we trust in our own clouded vision because, whether we admit it or not, we are severely short-sighted and almost blind. And that's why we need a good shepherd. Someone who sees what we cannot see. Someone who knows what we don't know. Someone who can even see into the future. And someone who says, "Follow me. I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life." Of course, you know who I'm talking about. My friends, when I got to know this Jesus who invited me to follow him, and when I learned what he could do, when I learned what he knew, and when I learned that he had only my best personal interest in mind, well, I put all my bets on him. I would have been a fool not to. What about you, my friend? I know you know who Jesus is, but would you like to know him more? About what he could do, about what he offers to do for you? If so, why not message back your friend who sent you this video and ask your friend to tell you more? It's a conversation that you will never forget for the rest of your life. Again, this is Eddie Mendoza, and may God bless you.